Welcome. In this video, we will delve into the fascinating philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most influential thinkers of the 19th century. Nietzsche is renowned for his critical perspective, the concept of the will to power, and his call for the transmutation of values. Join us on this journey to explore his profound ideas. Before delving into Nietzsche's ideas, it's essential to understand the historical context and his life. Born in 1844 in Germany, Nietzsche witnessed the decline of traditional values and the increasing influence of nihilism in European culture. The loss of faith in God and the growing rationalization of society posed significant challenges to established belief systems. These personal and societal experiences deeply shaped his philosophy. Nietzsche's philosophy is anchored in a powerful critique of traditional morality, particularly the moral framework propagated by Christianity. He believed that these established moral codes were rooted in a slave morality that sought to suppress and devalue the natural instincts and desires of individuals. According to Nietzsche, traditional morality had its origins in the historical context of ancient societies, where the weak and oppressed sought to find consolation and hope in the promise of a better afterlife. This, he argued, led to the devaluation of the present world and the glorification of suffering, meekness, and submission. Nietzsche saw this slave morality as an impediment to human flourishing, as it discouraged the expression of one's true nature and creative potential. He vehemently criticized the notion of turning the other cheek, portraying it as a passive acceptance of injustice rather than a courageous act. Instead, Nietzsche championed a master morality, which he associated with the ancient aristocratic societies. This morality celebrated strength, nobility, and the unapologetic pursuit of power. In Nietzsche's eyes, embracing our natural instincts and desires and affirming life in all its complexity and intensity were essential for genuine self-realization. He posited that the slave morality dominated the Western cultural landscape, creating a herd mentality that suppressed individuality and stifled the potential for greatness. Nietzsche, as the philosopher of the hammer, sought to smash the old moral edifice to pave the way for a new understanding of human values. While many interpreted Nietzsche's critique as an outright rejection of all morality, it was, in fact, a call for a re-evaluation of values and a demand for a more life-affirming morality. He urged individuals to break free from the shackles of inherited moral norms and embrace a morality that exalted human potential and creativity. In essence, Nietzsche's critique of traditional morality was not a denial of ethics, but an invitation to liberate ourselves from imposed values and embark on a journey of self-discovery and self-affirmation. By understanding the limitations of the prevailing moral paradigms, we can seek a more authentic and fulfilling way of life, guided by our own will to power and true nature. At the core of Nietzsche's philosophy lies the concept of the will to power. This notion represents a fundamental driving force that he believed permeated all aspects of existence, from the natural world to human endeavors. Will to power is not merely about domination or control over others. Rather, it encompasses the relentless pursuit of self-overcoming and the desire for growth, affirmation, and creativity. Nietzsche saw this will to power as an inherent characteristic of life itself, the very essence that fuels evolution and progress. In human beings, the will to power manifests as the driving force behind individual ambition, the desire to excel, and the pursuit of personal goals. It is the impetus that propels artists to create, scientists to discover, and individuals to seek self-improvement. For Nietzsche, the will to power went beyond the traditional notion of the self-interested pursuit of power. Instead, it extended to the quest for self-realization and the actualization of one's unique potential. Embracing this will to power meant recognizing and embracing our desires and instincts without guilt or shame. Nietzsche was critical of the prevailing moral norms that sought to suppress the will to power in the name of virtue or selflessness. He argued that denying this fundamental aspect of human nature would lead to the stagnation of society and the suppression of human potential. However, the will to power was not meant to be an unchecked force devoid of ethical considerations. Nietzsche believed that true power emerged when it was aligned with creativity, self-mastery, and the flourishing of others. He envisioned a society where individuals' will to power was harnessed in harmony with the greater good, allowing for a more dynamic and authentic human experience. The recognition and embrace of the will to power called for a reevaluation of societal norms and values, allowing individuals to break free from the constraints of the slave morality and embrace a more life-affirming ethos. The concept of the will to power underpins Nietzsche's philosophy, representing the driving force behind human ambition, growth, and self-affirmation. Embracing this aspect of human nature challenges us to embrace our desires and potentials authentically while fostering a society that encourages individual flourishing and creative expression. Understanding the will to power helps us grasp the depth of Nietzsche's vision and its implications for understanding the human condition. Nietzsche's call for a transmutation of values was a radical challenge to the prevailing moral norms of his time. He believed that the traditional moral codes, rooted in the slave morality, had stifled the human spirit and hindered the full expression of the will to power. The transmutation of values, according to Nietzsche, involved a profound reevaluation of existing moral frameworks. He urged individuals to question the origins and implications of their moral beliefs and to consider whether these values truly aligned with the flourishing of life and the affirmation of human potential. For Nietzsche, the process of transmutation called for the rejection of the traditional virtues of humility, self-sacrifice, and meekness, which he viewed as hindrances to human greatness. Instead, he advocated for virtues such as courage, creativity, and self-assertion, which he believed could enable individuals to embrace their true nature and live authentically. Central to the transmutation of values was the recognition of the inherent power and potential within each individual. Nietzsche encouraged individuals to become creators of values, forging their own moral codes based on their unique experiences and perspectives. This act of self-creation allowed for a more dynamic and diverse moral landscape, fostering a society of individuals who lived authentically and in harmony with their will to power. Furthermore, Nietzsche recognized that the process of transmutation would be met with resistance and opposition. The established moral norms had deep roots in culture and society. However, he believed that those who had embraced the will to power and the concept of the Superman were destined to overcome these challenges and lead humanity toward a more fulfilling future. Nietzsche's call for the transmutation of values was not a blanket endorsement of unrestrained individualism or anarchy. Instead, he envisaged a society where individuals collectively embrace life affirmation and self-assertion, while still recognizing the interconnectedness and interdependence of human beings. Nietzsche's plea for the transmutation of values was a passionate call to liberate individuals from the constraints of traditional moralities and to embrace the inherent power and potential within themselves. By forging their own moral codes and living authentically, individuals could contribute to the flourishing of life and pave the way for a more vibrant and fulfilling human existence. The process of transmutation challenges us to question and rethink our beliefs, fostering a society that celebrates diversity, creativity, and the full expression of the human spirit. One of Nietzsche's most captivating and influential concepts is that of the Bermensch or Superman. The idea of the Superman stands as a profound ideal, representing the pinnacle of human potential and self-overcoming. Nietzsche envisioned the Superman as an individual who had transcended the limitations of traditional morality and societal norms. This extraordinary being embodied the will to power to its fullest extent, embracing their desires and instincts without hesitation. The Superman, as a creator of values, forged their own moral code and lived in harmony with their authentic self. This concept marked a departure from the prevailing notion of human nature as inherently flawed or sinful. Nietzsche rejected the idea of original sin and saw humanity as capable of transcending their current state to reach new heights of greatness. The Superman is not an isolated and egocentric figure. Instead, they are deeply connected to humanity and empathetic towards others. This connection stems from their profound self-awareness and ability to understand and empathize with the struggles of others. By embracing their own power and potential, the Superman becomes an exemplar, inspiring others to tap into their own creative capacities and will to power. Nietzsche emphasized that the path to becoming a Superman was not an easy one. It required constant self-examination, self-overcoming, and a willingness to face the challenges and adversities that life presented. The process demanded courage, authenticity, and a rejection of herd mentality, as the Superman stands apart from the masses in their pursuit of individual greatness. The concept of the Superman was not meant to be understood literally, as if Nietzsche advocated the existence of superhuman beings. Instead, it serves as a symbol of human potential and a vision for a future in which individuals embrace their true nature, affirm life, and forge their own paths. The idea of the Superman continues to resonate with individuals seeking to break free from the constraints of traditional moralities and societal expectations. It challenges us to question and reimagine the possibilities of human existence, encouraging the pursuit of individual excellence and a life of purpose and authenticity. In conclusion, the concept of the Superman represents Nietzsche's vision of the highest human potential, embodying the full expression of the will to power and an authentic, creative life. It calls for a departure from conventional morality and the embrace of one's true nature, inspiring a society of individuals who strive to be creators of values and pioneers of their destiny. The Superman remains an enduring symbol, inviting us to explore the vast horizons of human capability and the profound depths of our own potential. Nietzsche's philosophical journey takes a fascinating turn with the concept of the eternal recurrence, a thought experiment that challenges the very fabric of existence. The notion of the eternal recurrence proposes a profound and daring question. What if everything we experience in life were to recur infinitely, down to the smallest detail? This thought experiment calls for us to imagine living our lives over and over again, experiencing every joy and pain, every triumph and failure in an eternal cycle. Nietzsche did not propose this idea as a literal truth, but as a philosophical device to provoke deep introspection and self-reflection. The concept of the eternal recurrence serves as a litmus test for the authenticity of our lives. Nietzsche asks us to consider whether we would be willing to embrace every moment, every choice, and every experience, knowing that they will be repeated for all eternity. Would we find contentment in such a prospect, or would we be burdened by regrets and missed opportunities? For Nietzsche, the eternal recurrence was a test of life's meaningfulness. He believed that only those who could affirm every aspect of their lives, including suffering and pain, with a resounding yes would pass the test. This affirmation, he argued, would lead to a profound transformation in our perspective on existence. By accepting the eternal recurrence, individuals could find a new sense of purpose and urgency in their lives. This realization urges us to live authentically and passionately, embracing each moment as if it were the very essence of eternity. The eternal recurrence also challenges us to transcend the notion of linear time and live in the present moment fully. It encourages us to break free from the weight of the past and the anxiety of the future, focusing instead on the richness of our experiences in the here and now. Embracing the eternal recurrence is not an easy task, as it demands a profound acceptance of life in all its complexity. Yet, Nietzsche saw this acceptance as a pathway to amor fati or love of fate. By embracing our fate and acknowledging the inevitability of our choices, we become creators of our own destinies, no longer bound by resentment or regret. In conclusion, the concept of the eternal recurrence challenges us to confront the depth of our existence and the significance of our choices. It pushes us to live authentically, embracing life in all its joys and sorrows, and finding meaning in the present moment. By contemplating the eternal recurrence, Nietzsche invites us to embrace our fate with a resounding yes and to forge a life of purpose and profound self-awareness. In conclusion, the concept of the eternal recurrence challenges us to confront the depth of our existence and the significance of our choices. It pushes us to live authentically, embracing life in all its joys and sorrows, and finding meaning in the present moment in essence. Nietzsche's philosophy challenges us to re-examine our beliefs and values, embrace life affirmation, and transcend traditional morality. His ideas remain relevant for contemplating the human condition and our loftiest aspirations. What do you think about Nietzsche's philosophy? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more philosophical content. Thank you.